ass like that, like that, like that. I told him I'd be right back.
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, where representatives from the AFC and NFC will square off. It's the Tennessee Titans and the Green Bay Packers, and it comes your way next.
Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the Green Bay Packers. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
Here's Anders Carlson set to get this one started, and we are underway here at Lambeau. Jackson now to return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Levis now on second down. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Trying to run for it with Pollard. Dancing away at the 35. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Faced with their first third down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen third down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Now Levis. And that's caught at the 25. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It's a gain of 34.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Well, they go play action. Here's Levis. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. Second down.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Here's 2nd and 10. Levis to throw it. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. The Titans efficient passing. Another first down.
I know it looks like fun to guys like you and me. We're up here in the booth and everyone watching on television, but are you kidding me? In the snow, that type of a play, in the cold, you know that had to hurt to make that play.
I'm just mad he didn't make a snow angel while he was down there. Opportunity missed. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. But forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Levis out of the shotgun now. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. They'll give him 4 yards there, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Here's Levis. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Folk's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Taken at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential. And he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. Escapes the defender. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They mark him down at the 39. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Play action this time with Love. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 33. Love's throw finds its target, Dobbs. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Nothing after 1 on EA Sports. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Packers have taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks, It's pretty impressive.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A very quick pass to Ridley. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. The passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And
Levis in trouble. Down he goes. Making that play on the pass rush. That's Devontae Wyatt.
Well, you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan? Introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They said hello in a big way there with a loss of double-digit yards on that sack.
Play action now. Levis. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. He completes it to Boyd. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. Jaden Reed is deep for Green Bay. And he'll send this one into the cold Lambeau night. Fielded at the 33. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
44-yard punt, return of 9. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Completed out left to Dobbs. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. Love now. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He was defended by Quan Diggs.
Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a 1st down.
When I see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset, this is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and 1. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down.
Here we go. That's good for a Green Bay Packer.
Here's Love. Flushed out right. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Jordan Love taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Packers are able to extend their lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Now Carlson for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So this drive spanned 7 plays, and it was finished off by the 14-yard touchdown run. So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. This taken in at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Tennessee offense set to go again. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw, it's Levis. This pass complete to Pollard on the out route. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Tennessee getting the first down on a big play of 18 yards.
First down, Tennessee.
Levis from the gun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
They got the fumble recovery. Now here's Love to pass. Looking left side, and it's complete. And it's a Packers touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Carlson on for the extra point. And it's 21-3. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Under is Carlson to kick off for the Packers.
So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. A 2nd and 10 on a chilly, snowy December day, and I must say, I'm loving it. Kind of putting me in the holiday spirit. Charles hates it. And he's giving me the evil eye, folks. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
They'll throw it again with Levis. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Packers with the football here late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
1st down, Love to pass. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Off the play fake, Love. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On play action, Love to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Love now to pass on 1st down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They were maybe hoping for a little bit of a back shoulder fade there, and that's a play that's been in vogue the last few years in all aspects of football. But they couldn't get the hook up there.
Slant route, he's got Dobbs. And he will have a 1st down here as they get into field goal range as well, down at the 17-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. To the air again, Love. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. Keyshawn Nixon now going to bring it out of his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now the Packer offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Now 2nd and 3.
Ready.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 51 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. On 1st and 10, Love. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
52, trail 3. Set, huh?
Love, they go play action now. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Short throw, that's caught by Davis. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the 1st down. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On now is the Packers punter. And the way this offense, and a fake here, direct snap to the up man. And the gamble pays off. They get the 1st. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Green Bay passing game certainly in sync. Another 1st down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Titans offense gears up for their 1st possession of the 2nd half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. Let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. And now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes Reed. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, is offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
Well, these Packers and these Packer fans really thrive with the cold temperatures here at Lambeau. And their guys have the lead here with a 1st and 10.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard. Brings up
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 77 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Try to run for it with Jacobs. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now they run with Sims. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing. And as a player, that means an awful lot.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll run with Davis. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Packers continue to pour it on here in the 4th. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
Anders Carlson to kick off for the Packers.
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
1st and 10, it's Levis. It's complete. Burks. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now Levis. And his throw here's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Levis to throw it. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Play fake. Here's Love. That one caught downfield by Watson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain there of 30 big ones.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with the big 4th quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 112 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
A 2nd down throw for Love. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
That's the gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, Maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Carlson's extra point up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Levis sets up to throw here. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a contra, you would have had plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Now again, it's Levis looking to throw it to the sideline and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Levis. He completes it to Ridley. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 27-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now Levis. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Levis's throw is on target to Burks. Marching right along, first down on a pickup of 8 there. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Well, they go play action. Here's Levis. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. As this one moves towards its conclusion, another incomplete pass there. Thoughts on the secondary? I mean, they seem to be pretty effective in this one.
Yeah, I thought that they've been absolutely outstanding. I mean, their job is to prevent touchdowns, and not a single touchdown's going on the board against them. Of course, they want to make it a total shutout, but hey, if you don't give up touchdowns, you got a heck of a chance to win.
Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here comes third down at 7. Levis to throw once more. Here's a screen now for Pollard. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback, but, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead, but at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. They'll be looking to get in the end zone again. Had the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the replays from the previous drive. Really good holes created, great space.
Yeah, I like the observation you had, though, during that break about, okay, they've got to do something to slow down their runners. So is it bringing in more defensive linemen? Is it dropping in extra linebackers? What are you going to do? Personally, I'm going to take my safety and drop him into the box. I'm going to have at least 7 in there until he shows that he can beat me through the air. Yeah. I've got to slow down the running game.
I was just going to say, you'll take the exposure in the passing game over the top until you can prove that you can stop the running game.
Sometimes you go cold because you haven't thrown it in a while. Let's see if he can heat up again.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.